Steal or starve? Fight or flee? Let's check out how Zuko's decisions shaped this pivotal side quest.
We no longer have anything to gain by traveling together. I need to find my own way.
In the spring before Sozin's Comet, Zuko had split away from Uncle Iroh after resisting the refugee lifestyle. Now, was he better off alone? His raging hunger would argue no. Suddenly, temptation. Nearby, a couple was caught preparing their meal. It was time for Zuko's first critical decision. Would the hungry prince rob the couple of their meal, or would he instead remain famished? On one hand, they did seem unarmed, and few could match his swordsmanship. They'd be easy pickings. On the other hand, this couple would soon be a family. Could he steal from a mother in need? Decision made. Zuko went forth, hungry. It was not an easy decision, but one that would make his own mother proud. Eventually, Zuko made his way to a small Earth Kingdom town, one inhabited by some aggressive characters. At least he'd finally get to eat, right?
Not enough here for a hot meal. I can get you 2 bags of feed.
Unfortunate news, yes. Good thing his hunger was distracted for a moment.
Ow! Hey! You throwing eggs at us, stranger?
No.
You see who did throw it?
Decision time. Would Zuko snitch on the children or remain silent? These guys probably wouldn't beat up a kid, right? And why should Zuko stick his neck out for anyone but himself? Then again, the banished prince knows firsthand how quickly a childhood can turn tragic. Decision made, but would he regret it?
No.
You better leave town. Penalty for staying's a lot steeper than you can afford, stranger. Trust me.
With a new enemy and empty stomach, there was at least one bright side to his decision.
Thanks for not ratting me out. I'll take you to my house and feed your ostrich horse for you. Come on, I owe you.
Finally, Zuko's kindness was being rewarded. The young boy, Lee, brought Zuko to a modest-sized farm and his modest-sized family.
Does this guy have a name?
He doesn't have to say who he is if he doesn't want to, Sela.
Supper's going to be ready soon. Would you like to stay?
Decision time. Would Zuko take up their offer to eat or continue going hungry? A little sustenance was desperately needed, especially if he were to encounter those thugs again. But familial kindness wasn't something Zuko was used to. Was this a trick? Decision made.
I can't. I should be moving on.
Gonsu could use some help on the barn. Why don't you two work for a while, and then we'll eat.
Despite his refusal, a mother knows best, as he'd soon be reminded.
Hey, Mom, want to see how Azula feeds turtle ducks?
Zuko, why would you do that?
Ow! Ow, ow! Stupid turtle duck! Why'd she do that?
Zuko, that's what moms are like. If you mess with their babies, they're gonna bite you back.
Even with the lone prince concealing his identity from this modest family, he was fed and even given shelter to sleep. But a result of Zuko's discretion, young Lee became increasingly curious, going so far as to steal the prince's swords.
You're holding them all wrong.
Decision time. Would Zuko respond with discipline or kindness? The boy should learn that stealing is bad, and weapons are not toys. Plus, his own childhood missteps were not often met with patience. Then again, how different would his life have been if Zuko was shown more patience as a kid? His mother always responded with kindness, but
Never forget who you are.
decision made.
Keep in mind, these are dual swords. 2 halves of a single weapon. Don't think of them as separate, because they're not. They're just 2 different parts of the same whole.
I think you'd really like my brother Sensu. He used to show me stuff like this all the time.
The following morning, Zuko was ready for the next chapter of his quest. until some familiar faces showed up.
What do you want, Gao?
Just thought someone ought to tell you your son's battalion got captured. You boys hear what the Fire Nation did with their last group of Earth Kingdom prisoners?
You watch your mouth.
Why bother rooting around in the mud with these pigs?
The thugs left. Thankfully, Zuko's mere presence was enough to keep the situation from escalating. So what would happen after his presence was gone?
I'm going to the front. I'm going to find Sensu and bring him back.
When my dad goes, will you stay?
Decision time. Should he stay and protect the family, or move on to continue the next chapter in his quest? When was the last time that he had been shown such kindness? Shouldn't he repay it? Though he may have already done enough. And these types of caring emotions are new to the prince, perhaps even scary. Decision made.
No, I need to move on. Here, I want you to have this. Read the inscription.
Never give up without a fight.
Zuko continued on his way, having ended his visit with a gesture of kindness. Unfortunately, as he'd soon figure out, no good deed goes unpunished.
You have to help. It's Lee. The thugs from town came back as soon as Gonsu left. When they ordered us to give them food, Lee pulled a knife on them. I don't even know where he got a knife. Then they took him away. They told me if Lee's old enough to fight, he's old enough to join the army.
Zuko's gift to Lee turned a tense situation into a disastrous one. So was it guilt or sincerity that had him jumping into action? Did it matter?
Let the kid go.
Who do you think you are, telling us what to do?
It doesn't matter who I am, but I know who you are. You're not soldiers. You're bullies. Freeloaders abusing your power.
Are you gonna let this stranger stand there and insult you like this?
A fight was unavoidable at this point. Still, there was time for one last decision. Would he defend against these thugs with his swords or with firebending? Using his swords would still protect his secret identity as Fire Nation royalty. Then again, would his swords hold up against earthbending? Decision made. Up until now, Zuko tried to make peaceful and mostly ethical decisions. So why did he still find himself in such violent conflict? Perhaps because his family's legacy built such systematic aggression that these days, violence was never unavoidable.
Look out!
Behind you!
Zuko was in between a rock and a hard place. His swords weren't enough to defend against these thugs. Now, it was clear there was only one way to protect young Lee, by sacrificing his identity.
Who are you?
My name is Zuko, son of Ursa and Fire Lord Ozai, Prince of the Fire Nation and heir to the throne.
It dawned on the frightened crowd that their hero was actually the enemy.
Not a step closer.
It's yours. You should have it.
No, I hate you.
It was official. The prince had incinerated his discretion and the relationships he had built. It was a painful revelation for all. And just like that, Zuko was once again alone. What decisions do you think he should have made differently? Comment below and stay tuned for all things Avatar.